Alright guys and gals, today what I'm going to talk about is holding your barrel. What I got set up here, and this isn't clamped down, but this is typically the way that I clamp a barrel into a lathe chuck. So what I have here is a number 4 copper wire wrapped around the barrel, and then you cinch them babies down onto that barrel and you're good to go. Kinda. The reason I do this is, well, let's clamp it down here. Hold on 1 second. There we are. Alright. So clamp, 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 tighter. Oh, there we go. Alright. So now we got 3 nice clamping spots. And what this does is this allows us, let's go out here. We're going to do some demonstrations here today. So this is for dialing in a barrel. We're running through the headstock. This is the muzzle end. So say I want to, let's just take this thing out. Say I want to adjust my back end here to adjust my barrel so I can get a good run out. See if you can see this. Look at that. I get movement. You say, why do you want movement? Well, when you're dialing this guy in, and this is an adjust true 3-jaw buck chuck, so I can adjust this barrel on this end anywhere around within a 20 thousandths, and then on the back end I can move this guy any way I want to. And it still allows a nice tight holding pressure. The difference is, instead of clamping in the jaws, now we're clamping on just a tiny little pivot point. And all we care about is this thing to not move around this way, radially. We don't care. We don't need a ton of clamping force here. We just need it to stay in the center. So this allows us to pivot on that point. Now let's take a look if we just clamped it in the jaws. Now we have this guy clamped in our jaws, and instead of having like maybe a 1/16 to an eighth of an inch pivot point, now we have, oh boy, a good 1.5 inches of clamping pressure on that barrel. And I'm on at the outboard end here, and I'm cranking on this barrel pretty good, trying to get it to move, and it doesn't move at all. It doesn't pivot. So that guy is stuck. So it's pointless to clamp your barrel in straight in the jaws. But wait, there's more. Check that out. I still see people doing this. So all this is really going to do is keep the jaws from marring your barrel finish. I don't know why people are still doing this, but again, here we're cranking. I'm like literally like pulling several pounds, 50 pounds of pressure on the outside of that barrel, and it's not budging. This is great if you just don't want to mar something up, but for barrel work, I think it's pointless. So why would you do that? I don't know. Teach their own. Let's go to the vise and I'll show you a little better example of how this works. So this is going to be our theoretical lathe jaws or chuck jaws. So let's say, and this doesn't matter, this could be 3 or 4, doesn't matter, either way, same concept. So let's say this is our barrel. We're going to work out here, and we're going to clamp this guy down. This is what a lot of guys do, they'll clamp it down. That's great and all, but if you want to, you can bend this all you want, but this isn't going to move in here. And in order to totally indicate this guy in over here, if you have a straight axis here, if this is off 10 thousandths one way or the other, there's absolutely no way to get that out of there. And cranking on this end of the barrel to try and straighten that out isn't going to do anything. So then let's say, oh well, we're going to put some shims in there. And these are my theoretical shims. Aluminum. Nice. And let's do a 3-handed operation here. See if I can pull it off. Oh, yes, I did it. Alright. So there we go. Same theory. We can bend this guy all we want out here. This isn't going to change. So now let's do this three-handed operation one more time. And these are going to be my theoretical wires. They're way too big. But this will serve the purpose of what I'm showing here. Nope. Come on now. Work with me. Alright. So there, that'll kind of show us. So here's our theoretical wires. Here's our theoretical barrel. So now say we're straight in there, and this will move around because I got a bad example here, but say we're 10 thousandths out this way. Well now, if we bend this, we can fix that. Now we're straight. Now I gotta go this way, we're straight. So this will give us pivot points. So now we can move this bore and indicate it properly. And in my opinion, this is really the only way to do it. It's impossible to do it clamping it straight on the jaws or with even shims. Alright, there you go. That's, to the best of my knowledge, the absolute best way to clamp onto your barrel. Is it perfect? Probably not. Is there a better way? Probably. The only other better solution I've seen to this is there's a guy, and what he has is lathe jaws that he had ground out to put hardened dowel rod pins in the jaws. So then he has a permanent pivot point in his jaws. And I can't remember if he's got a 3 or a 6 or a 4, but that's a step up from this, I think. But for the average 98% of the people out there, there you go. Best way to do it, in my opinion. Alright, so if you like that, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and as always, stay safe on your machines and shoot safe. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.